This video is brought to you by CM Storm, preferred choice of mice, headsets, and mechanical keyboards of Curse Gaming. Visit www.coolermaster-usa.com/team_curse for more details. Welcome to my unboxing and first look at the Acer H236HL BID. This has a very uninteresting product name, but it is a very interesting product for a couple of reasons. Number one is I think just under 23 inches or around 23 to 24 inches is the optimal size for a 1080p monitor. I think when they get smaller, I've seen 21-inch monitors or like 21.5 that are 1080p. I think text gets a little bit small. And you can say all day, oh, well, Linus, you can just adjust the text size in your operating system. You know what? Not every operating system handles it that well. A lot of the time you end up with things just being tiny and unreadable. And then when you go above 24-inch, when you go up to something like a 27-inch, pixels get pretty big. It starts to look more like using your computer on a TV that's sitting on your desk. So I think it's the optimal size. I think surround gaming is very, very cool, but one of the things holding it back is the lack of monitors that have very slim bezels that, I mean, a big bezel in between your two monitors when you're playing a game is kind of ridiculous, unless it's like a racing game and you can pretend to yourself that it's like part of the cockpit or something like that. Unless it's something like that, I think it takes away from the gaming experience. And then, as you guys probably know, I'm not a huge fan of TN monitors. I don't think they enhance the computing experience in any way. And in surround, so I'm bringing this all around to my surround gaming message. In surround, TN panels can be a bit of an issue because you can almost never get it so that every single monitor is facing directly at you, which is the optimal way to use a TN. So this, this, my friends, has a 0.08-inch bezel. Absolutely beautiful. It is an IPS monitor. It is 23, I think it's 23.6 inches or something like that. Maybe 23 inches, whatever it is. Cannot remember. Yeah, 23 inches. It's a 23-inch monitor. It is IPS. It has a 5 millisecond response time, making it still suitable for gaming, even though it's an IPS and not like a fast TN. And in surround, this thing is going to be a whole new beast. So we're going to assemble it. We'll be back in a moment. So the first thing you might notice about this monitor is something a little bit different. It actually has a little magnetic spot on the base that allows you to store anything with iron content there without it sort of escaping from you. So we thought that was kind of cool. The base also has a brushed plastic finish that, as you guys probably know, I'm a pretty big fan of because I like the way that it looks. It looks like brushed aluminum, but it actually doesn't stain like brushed aluminum, so that's great. Assembly's simple, so all you gotta do is screw in one piece from the bottom here, then clip the monitor onto the base station here. So there's only 3 pieces. Acer includes pretty much everything you need. Now, due to the slimness of this monitor, I'm going to pull up my iPhone for my trademark iPhone comparison. There we go. Due to the slimness of this monitor, there wasn't much they could do about the positioning of bulky connectors like, say, for example, DVI, and they didn't want them sticking like right out the bottom of the monitor because there's not much of a bezel to hide it behind, which is what they normally do. So instead, the connectors all come directly out the back of the monitor. So it's got HDMI, DVI, and VGA, as well as an audio out, so it can process the HDMI audio. You can plug in your headphones or whatever else, and DC in. So it includes actually every cable that it's compatible with. Comes with a DVI cable, VGA, HDMI cable, and the power brick that you need. Now, let's also take just a closer look at the overall construction here. So I showed you the slimness already. Acer has been talking about upping their game in terms of overall build quality and sexiness of the products. And Slick and I were discussing this off camera while we put the monitor together, and they really do seem to be doing it. Between the S7 notebook, the W700 tablet, and now this monitor, the naming schemes might not have increased in sexiness, but the products themselves look pretty fantastic. Now, one of the things that was immediately sort of a, ooh, okay, I'm not quite sure if I like that about this monitor, was the glossy screen. Because particularly plastic glossy screens can be incredibly reflective and very distracting. However, if you have a glass glossy screen and the panel is very close to the glass layer over top, the reflectiveness is reduced once the screen is on. This is indeed a piece of glass